From DeMeo Field, we'll try it again. A trip to the CVC Tournament Finals on the line as the Robbinsville Ravens do battle against the Allentown Redbirds. Hi again, everybody. Mike Warren alongside Rich Fisher. Great to be with you as Game 2 of 2 of our CVC Baseball Tournament semifinals get set to get underway here tonight from DeMeo Field in the illustrious Veterans Park here in Hamilton Township. Tyler Bunnell toes the rubber for the Ravens. The University of Pittsburgh commit has been very successful out on the mound this year, Fish, and he's looking to continue that success here tonight.
Absolutely. He's looking to continue the success he had earlier this year against Allentown. He pitched a two-hitter with no earned runs and struck out 8 in that game on April 17th in a 7-2 win. And he has just been nearly untouchable this year. After a tough start against Hopewell, the 6'5" right-hander has allowed just 3 earned runs in his last 38 2/3 innings. For the season, he's 5-1. He's won his last 5 decisions, 1.03, struck out 61, walked just 18. Robbinsville comes in here, the hottest team in the CVC, an 8-game winning streak, 11 wins in their last 12 since a 2-3-1 start. Allentown's been up and down most of the year, starting at 4-6, losing 4 straight. Winning 4 straight, losing 2 of 3, then winning 3 of 4 for 12-9. We will continue the Trentonian pregame show throughout this first inning.
Bunnell winds and fires. First pitch, fastball, fouled straight back to Anthony O'Rourke. No balls and a strike. First pitch fired in right on time, 6:59.
Yes. The blown fuse only screwed us up.
Seconds.
Well, the game had hindered for 20 seconds. The BCB boys hindered for a while.
And a 0-1 breaker catches the front left arm of Anthony O'Rourke. He's hit by a pitch, and the leadoff man is aboard to begin the day for the Redbirds.
Yeah, good start for the Redbirds, yeah.
Well, it's a battle of the birds here in this second CVC Tournament semifinal game, and it'll be a battle of the birds in the championship tomorrow night as the Lawrence Cards await the winner of this matchup between two flocks.
Yeah, Lawrence took a 6-0 lead or win in the first game. Aiden Poot going the distance. So, anyhow, Allentown, like we said in the first game, they're the only lower-seeded team to win so far. They upset 4th-seeded Notre Dame. Relief pitcher Maddox Watson stranded the tying run at second to end the game. So I asked Brian Nice, Allentown, let's wait for this.
0-1, bunted foul left side, 0-2 now to Max Kleins. It's O'Rourke, Max Kleins, and Dom Manzilla, 1, 2, and 3 for Allentown. Go ahead, Fish.
I asked Allentown coach Brian Nice if they have a renewed confidence with this latest spurt, and he said it's never been a confidence thing. I will tell you exactly what he said after this next pitch.
Bunnell in the driver's seat at no balls and 2 strikes. Leadoff man aboard and O'Rourke at first after being hit by a pitch. Bunnell taking his time peering in, and time called at the plate and a quick move over to first, trying to get O'Rourke off balance, but quickly you'll see Gavin Hopkins come out from behind home to talk some things over with his pitcher and Bunnell.
Well, what Nice said about his team was, at times it's definitely been an execution thing. We have played better defense recently, and that's helped our pitchers out in so many ways. We know that we can play with anyone when we play well. When we don't, we have had some ugly results. Hopefully we are past some of the things that hurt us, and hopefully we start to swing the bats a little better.
Klein swings the bat and fouls that one left side.
So
stays alive at 0-2.
They've only scored 11 runs in their last 4 games, but it's been enough to win 3 of them. The pitching and defense have been solid. They've got 4 big threats in the lineup: Andrew Freud, Dom Manzilla, Anthony O'Rourke, and Dieter Von Horten, all hitting between 350 and 380.
The 0-2 on the way from Bunnell, line towards the middle and into center field for a base hit. First poke of the afternoon here for the Redbirds, and the first 2 are aboard.
Well, certainly is a good start for the Redbirds after being 2 hit by Bunnell earlier this year. Quick rally, and again, we said this in the first game when Hightstown got first 2 runners on against Aiden Poot in the top of the first. We said, you got to get these good pitchers. You hear it all the time, from Little League all the way up through the major leagues. Get them early when you can, because if they get in a groove, right now Tyler Bunnell is not in a groove, and this is when you want to get him.
Allentown dugout making some noise, first two aboard. That one gets away from Hopkins. He can't find it. Free 90 for two base runners. Second and third, nobody out. Dominzilla works ahead, a ball and no strikes against Bunnell.
This is not the start Robbinsville was looking for. Definitely the start Allentown looking for.
1-0, waved at and missed. Ball and a strike to Inzilla behind the dish today for Allentown.
Dominzilla homered last year in the county tournament game. I think their county game against Lawrence, the game you and I said were one of the wildest we've ever seen.
1-1. Swing and a foul back. And it's 1-2 to Inzilla. Yeah, both of those games were championship caliber meetings. You had Hun winning on a walk-off three-run homer from E.J. Balowitz to go to the chip, and Lawrence winning on a walk-off error that brought the winning run home.
Yep.
A 1-2 pitch. Shot on the ground, through into left field for a base hit. Being waved around third and coming home to score, that's Max Kleins. 2-0 Allentown. Look at the Redbirds out of the dugout.
Wow. And he got ahead of him 1-2 on the count and left that where he didn't want to for sure. The infield was back too. It wasn't like he was in against a pulled-in infield.
And Wysikowski out in left field had a long way to go to get to that baseball. It was laced through the side of the diamond, through that left hole in the infield. But once it hit that green grass, it really died on him, and he had a long way to go to track that one down. Great speed from Kleins. He came around to score easily. 2-0 Allentown. Nobody out. First pitch swinging and a foul back off the bat of Aaron Freud, or Freud rather.
You know, you talk about last year in Lawrenceville, Hun got 2 in the bottom of the 7th to win it, and Mike Kinsella, his team is obviously the #1 seed, so they're going to be the home team all the way through, and there he goes.
Runner in motion. Schwartz throw to second base. Ooh. Hopkins rather. And it was on line in time, but evading the tag and swiping second is Dominzilla.
Yeah, pretty strong throw there, but good job of sliding there.
Hopkins behind home plate, a left-handed catcher. You don't always see them behind the dish, but that was a great throw, right on the money, but Inzilla with a better slide.
Yep. Well, anyhow, Kinsella talking about, being the #1 seed, he loses, at least for the home team, and we can't get walked off again.
0-2 in the dirt. A good stop by Hopkins behind the dish. Count moves to 1-2.
These guys scuffled at the start. They were 2-3-1 at the start of the year, and again, I have a comment here from Kinsella, which I will give you when we have a bit of a breather.
A long look at second from Bunnell, checking on Inzilla. Lifts the leg and comes home. Skips a fastball in. Hopkins keeps it close, and Inzilla heads back to second, 2-2 the count.
What Kinsella said was offensively, the kids started to buy into our style of play. And if you look at our non-conference games, they were very good teams. And he's right. 3 of their 4 losses were to Hunterdon County, Northern Burlington, and Middlesex, who have a combined 49-11 record.
Wow.
And then aside from the schedule, Kinsella said our pitchers started throwing more strikes. Defensively, we've gotten better. Overall, we've just been playing better.
2-2 curveball, swing and a miss. Drop third strike, tag applied by Hopkins. There's one down.
But Inzilla gets the third on it. Ball couldn't be handled there by Hopkins. And
yeah, now you got another run 90 feet away, and coming to the dish now, Dieter Von Harten.
Yeah.
Von Harten, the first baseman for Allentown here tonight.
Fly ball means another run.
Mentioned, of course, Bunnell out there on the mound for Robbinsville. Chase Pullen getting the start here in the semifinal for Allentown. And he'll start his night with a couple run cushion. Looking for more, here is Von Dieter. Or Von Harten, Dieter Von Harten, rather, the pitch.
Yeah.
Down in the dirt.
It's a convoluted name, isn't it?
Yeah.
I could see Von Dieter, Harten Von Dieter, Dieter Von Harten.
Oh, don't start. Now you'll get me all,
yeah, I know.
all over the place.
Both of us, yeah. Sorry, Dieter.
1-0 to Von Harten. Pitch from Bunnell. Shot on the ground into left field. It's an RBI single. 3-0 Allentown in the first.
Wow. I mean, you're talking about a Division I pitcher. They've scored as many runs here in 1/3 of an inning as he's given up in the last 38 2/3 innings that he's pitched.
Talk about buying into the offensive approach. They've done just that in this first inning alone. Dan Ducalo comes to the dish. A man on first and one down. Double play ball still in effect for Robbinsville. Bunnell kicks and deals. Fastball fouled back and out of play. 0-1 to Ducalo.
I don't think anybody saw this one coming.
The Ravens with their ace on the mound. Arguably the best pitcher in the CVC this season. Ahead 0-1. Set just above the belt. And the pitch. Curveball, shot foul, left side.
We have a softball CVCT softball semifinal final score for you. Notre Dame held off Robbinsville in the bottom of the 7th. It was 10-4. Wow. Ravens scored 4 times. We're still threatening, and Notre Dame got out of it, so they escaped with a 10-8 win.
Wow.
And they will play the winner tomorrow night. They will play the winner of the game between Hightstown and Steiner.
Notre Dame softball going for their third consecutive tournament championship, their first CVC tournament championship. Grounder to second, could be 2. Flip to second for 1. On to first in time as the feet get tied up a bit between Perusic and the sprinting Ducalo. The damage done by Allentown in the top of the first. 3 runs come across on 3 hits. No men left on base. Redbirds leading this one as we head to the bottom of the first.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
Trenton Thunder Baseball returns for the 2025 season Wednesday, June 4th. You can catch all the fun and excitement of a Thunder game throughout the summer. For ticket information, visit TrentonThunder.com. That's TrentonThunder.com, or call the Radius 180 box office, 609-394-3300. That's 609-394-3300. Trenton Thunder Baseball, Big League Futures, Major League Fun. And today's game brought to you by the Trentonian. Don't forget, if you miss any of today's action, you can read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian, the only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week. It's the Trentonian. Gavin Hopkins, Nick Wyzakowski, and Johnny Fowler, the first 3 due up for Robbinsville. After that, it's Noah Schwartz, Matt Boss, Hayden Perusic, Tyler Bunnell, Gavin Sullivan, and Eddie Keating. The remaining 1 through 9 for Mike Kinsella's Ravens, trailing 3-0 to begin here this afternoon, and they will face Chase Pullen out on the mound for Allentown, Fish.
Yeah, Pullen, just a sophomore, being tasked with a big responsibility tonight. Just a sophomore. He's 3-1 this year, 2.66 ERA, 24 strikeouts in 29 innings. He's 9 walks. He's a contact pitcher, and that's good because you do not want to give these base-stealing Ravens many free passes. These guys have stolen 87 bags this year, and this guy coming up right now, Gavin Hopkins, he's hitting .392, 24 stolen bases. That's a lot of stolen bases, folks, and they have 4 other players in double figures in steals, so they want to get runners on and get them over and put pressure on the pitcher. And so, you know, obviously Pullen wants to stay out of those tough situations.
Gets ahead here against Hopkins, 0-1. Fires that one in, and that one gets a piece of Hopkins as both leadoff men hit by pitches to begin the day.
Yeah. And Pullen, he's coming off his best outing of the year, a complete game 2-hit shutout against West Windsor Plainsboro North, so he's got to be feeling pretty good about himself. You know, I mean, this is this is a team that can get after you. So they've averaged 5 runs a game in this 8-game winning streak. So 3-0, being down 3-0 is not gonna, they're not gonna cry over it.
Nick Wiskowski comes to the plate. A man aboard and nobody out. Digs in from the left side, and Pullen will throw over to first to check on Hopkins.
Then there you have it. We actually got the Trentonian pregame show in. just
a half inning.
Just had to weave it in between pitches.
Wiskowski shows bunt and pulls away. A ball and no strikes. Both of these dugouts at the front step, front of the fence, making noise.
Yeah, this is a good rivalry, this Robbinsville-Allentown rivalry. It's been pretty good for a long time.
1-0. Goes to bunt, can't get a piece of it, and that one ticks in and out of the glove of Dom Manzilla. Taking second base with ease is Gavin Hopkins.
These towns are right next to each other, so these kids know each other.
A ball and a strike. Nobody out, and a runner in scoring position now for Robbinsville. And Wiskowski steps out.
Pullen would have loved to come out here. I mean, he still can, but he wants to come out here and keep this a 3-0 game. Not let them get any momentum back.
Big swing comes up empty from Wiskowski. And it goes 1-2. Hopkins off second. The 1-2 pitch.
Oh, nice. Oh.
Downstairs, check swing held by Wiskowski. And it's 2-2.
Yeah, for this second game, almost the same umpiring crew. Jim Peterson behind the plate. Looks like Dave Perry out at second. Can't tell. Guy Agron at first and Joe Leone at third, I think.
2-2 down above the laces, and the count goes full.
Well, the dugouts are certainly lively.
That they are. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Man on second and Hopkins. The payoff pitch. Outside. Ball 4. First 2 aboard for Robbinsville. That'll bring up Johnny Fowler, the shortstop for Mike Kinsella's Ravens.
Fowler hitting a cool 346. Got a 481 slugging percentage, 3 doubles, a couple of triples. Looks like he leads the team with 18 RBIs.
Yeah, Fowler leads the team in extra base hits and RBIs.
Yeah.
He comes up in a big spot here. Tying run is at the plate here in this early affair. 3-0 the score, and a meeting out on the hill. It's Chase Pullen, the sophomore, dealing with some early adversity in the bottom of the first. The lights making their way on here at Bob DeMeo Field. Fans still filing in, filling in both baselines and wrapping around eventually towards the outfield. I'll have to gauge some of the crowd eventually and see which side has the best view, because third base side, you get blasted by the sun, it feels like, for a lot of the time.
Yeah.
First base side, you got a lot of the shade, which, while it might be easier to see, might be a little bit colder over there.
Yeah, exactly.
But then that right field spot, that one looks like a spot I might like out there, Fish.
Yeah.
Right field, below the trees. Fowler swings and lifts this one. Shallow center field. Brian Becker's there. He makes the call and the catch. Runners stay put at first and second, and there's out number 1.
It's a big out. Well, think about it. If you're on the third base side, you get the sun in your eyes, and then you get the cold, so you experience both tortures.
So that'll bring up Noah Schwartz to the plate. Multi-sport athlete, thrived on the gridiron for the Ravens football team.
Yeah, they were unsure whether they were going to start Schwartz or Bunnell in this game. Obviously, they opted for Bunnell.
First pitch fastball from Poland paints the outside black to the lefty bat of Schwartz. Middle infield trying to toy with the runner on second base in Hopkins. It's Glines and Sweeney up the middle, making some noise up there. The pitch. Good block by Inzilla. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 down, 2 aboard. A force at any base here for Allentown.
Schwartz swinging it pretty good, 333.
Takes that one in the dirt. Inzilla keeps it in front.
He's driven in 12. There goes some Steiner guys walking by.
Yep.
I don't know if they're varsity or JV.
Looked like Joey Ditta, or Tommy Ditta, rather, walking by.
Did it? Oh, okay.
As one of them. 2-1. Well off the outside part of the plate. 3 balls and a strike. A good take from Schwartz.
I just saw my vantage point. I just saw the jerseys. I didn't see the heads.
Good hitters count for Schwartz. Runners lead off first and second base. And the 3-1. That one catches the corner and the count goes full. Second full count worked in the inning here by the Ravens.
Let's see if he sends him here on a full count with just 1 out.
Poland comes set at the letters. Peeks at second base and Hopkins, the 3-2. Down and outside for ball 4. It'll load the bases with 1 out. Good pitch from Poland. Better take from Schwartz.
Yeah. Poland kind of his own worst enemy right now, loading the bases without giving up a hit.
Well, here's Matt Boss, who's had some recent success. Homered and had a 4 RBI game in the quarterfinal victory against Steinert.
Yep.
Boss out in right field. He steps in with the bases loaded and 1 down. Fastball down above the laces. A ball and no strikes.
That lifted Boss's average of 5, or as well as average of 298. His slugging percentage to 511.
Tremendous athlete is Matt Boss. Seen him on the basketball court and the baseball diamond last handful of years. Swings and fouls this one away.
These guys have had some great basketball/baseball players.
Yeah, they really have.
They really have.
Robbinsville's, I feel like they're almost known for having great multi-sport athletes.
Yeah.
The ones that we cover, we're like, oh, yep, saw them just last sports season, that is.
Yep. Luke Billings was a great basketball player that played baseball. Bennell's brother was a tremendous basketball player that plays baseball, was better baseball. Tyler is a great basketball player.
Count 1 and 2 to Matt Boss. A 3-0 advantage for Allentown, but the Ravens threatening here in their half of the first inning. A ball and 2 strikes to Boss, and he calls time. And it's granted by Jim Peterson. Or Peterson.
Peterson.
You guys like to call him?
Yes. Peterson.
1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Curveball. Had him off balance. That's a big out number 2 for Poland.
Massive. Massive. To keep that guy at third, now there's 2 outs. You have a shot at seeing your way through this inning.
Well, that'll bring up Hayden Perusic. Perusic getting the start at first base. We've seen him play a number of positions during his time under head coach Mike Kinsella. Seen him on the mound, over at the hot corner, now over at first, where he's at tonight. 2 down and the bases loaded for the Ravens. The pitch. Swing and a ball lifted right side and out of play.
And he's another one of those athletes you talk about. He's an all-around player on the football team.
Yeah.
Andrew Patterson raves about him, how he plugs him into any position, and he does a good job.
No balls and a strike. Poland trying to leave him loaded and work out of this jam. The 0-1. Curveball catches the inside corner, 0-2. That throw sails over Poland's head. Coming home, Hopkins, the throw. Not in time and gets away. Hopkins scores. Wiskowski to third. Schwartz to second. And the Redbirds are on the board.
Cannot happen, Mike. Cannot happen.
Correction, the Ravens are on the board. The Redbirds still lead 3-1.
Wow, you just get a huge, big-time curveball to make it 1-2, and then, that can't happen.
Errant throw over the head of Pullen after throwing the second strike of the at-bat. 1 run across. A ball and 2 strikes, the pitch. Behind him, almost hit him.
Wow, I can't believe that.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 aboard and 2 down, bottom of the first. 1 across so far for Robbinsville. Tying run on second and Schwartz. 2-2 from Pullen. Curveball almost got a piece of Perusic.
Yeah, that didn't quite break the way he wanted. He showed a little frustration there, too, snapping at the ball when it came back to him.
As he walks off the back of the mound and tries to regather his composure.
Yeah, he should. I'm sure he's a little frustrated. I mean,
count full. Runners at second and third. First is open. Payoff pitch. Popped him up. Shallow middle infield now towards center. Unable to make the catch is Kleins. 2-run score. We're all tied up.
what do you think is going through Chase Pullen's mind right now? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness gracious. Should be out of this inning with no runs.
About as obscure of a way as you'll see a team score 3 in an inning. The Ravens have done just that. As we'll restart, it's 3-3, 2 down and a man on first. First pitch strike taken by Bunnell. Perusic over at first. He's a good athlete and moves well. Von Harten trying to keep him close. That one well over the head of Bunnell. He ducks out of the way.
I mean, Pullen's really got to gather himself now. You're just a sophomore, and it's tough. It's just tough.
1-1, runner in motion, and Perusic swing and a miss, and Zilla just eats it, and Perusic takes second base. Swung on and yanked foul. Still 1-2 to Bunnell.
Yeah. And Chase still has his no-hitter.
That's right.
For whatever that's worth.
Yeah, no hits yet. Walks, hit by pitch, and an error. Fastball at the knees for a called strike 3. Pullen gets out of the inning, but we'll head to the second in a tie game. 3 runs come across for Robbinsville. All knotted up at 3 apiece as we head to inning number 2.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township.
Back here at Bob DeMeo Field, 6 runs come across in the first inning. 3 for Allentown, 3 for Robbinsville. We're all knotted up, and we'll start things over. Tyler Bunnell back out for his second inning of work. And 30 pitches thrown by Chase Pullen in his first inning of work. 20 for Bunnell in his first frame.
I'm just trying to catch my breath after that bottom of that first. You don't see that too often. You never see what happened with the throw over the pitcher's head and letting the run score.
Right. 3 runs, no hits. Couple of walks, a hit batter, and a man left on base in the inning for Robbinsville, but enough to tie this game at 3 apiece and start all over again.
Yeah,
8, 9, and 1 here due up.
2 costly errors.
Correction, actually, 7, 8, and 9 due up for Allentown. Damian Porras comes to the plate and takes a strike. Porras, Becker, and Sweeney.
Porras at 308.
0-1. Fastball just off the outside corner. Both dugouts, lively ones, as you mentioned, Fish. Into this game, hard not to be. Shot on the ground, right side, a high bouncer. It's Perusic taking it himself to the bag. In time, 1 up and 1 down for Bunnell.
Well, Mike, we said between innings this could be one of those crazy games, and then I said this might be one of those crazy games, and you said either that or it'll go to sleep for 5 innings, and it'll heat up again in the 6th and 7th.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean, how many times do we, not just at the high school level, but in baseball as a whole, you know, the offense comes early and you think, oh, man,
yeah,
it could be a little 15-12 game, and then all of a sudden you look up and it's a 4-3 final.
Right.
Swing and a pop-up right around home plate. Hopkins racing for it, had to go all around the world, unable to haul it in.
That's the only way you could describe it. That's exactly what he did, was go in a big circle.
You see him kind of explaining
to
Jim Peterson behind home plate.
He's kind of laughing. I'm sure Peterson had something humorous to say about it.
Becker gets new life. Behind 0-1. Bunnell kicks the leg and comes home. That one just above the dirt. A ball and a strike. The pitch. Nasty off speed. Where did that one miss? Kinsella barking from the dugout. He wants that one, and rightfully so. That was a good pitch and a strike that was missed. 2-1. That one's in there, and it's 2-2.
What started off as a very warm afternoon is now kind of morphed into a cool evening.
A brisk spring night.
Yes.
2-2. Curveball skipped in. Hopkins wears that one. And the count goes full 3-2.
I'm just happy we got on the air after that blew that fuse to start with.
Yeah, anytime you hear that loud pop in your ears,
Yeah.
it's one of 2 things. You lost power or something broke.
Well, got the walk.
Missing
my
inside
first
with the fastball.
My first thought was I kicked something out. I immediately took the blame for it in my head.
Brandon Sweeney comes to the plate. Getting the start at shortstop for Allentown. A 1-out base runner aboard after the walk issued to Becker. First walk issued by Bunnell. Kicks and deals from the belt. Sweeney tries to get a bunt down, but pokes it foul.
Yeah, the bottom of the order has not been really hitting too well for Allentown. So if they can get anything productive here, they got the walk, and now if you can bunt them over, then you get the top of the order back up again. You could be in good shape with O'Rourke and his 382 average.
0-1 from Bunnell. Bunted. Right side of the diamond.
Oh,
Gonna be a
that's
tough
hit.
play. Bunnell flips in time.
What a play.
What a recovery from Tyler Bunnell.
What a play. He kind of just reached over and sort of how would you call that, backhand flip type of thing. He was, his arm was, he couldn't underhand it. He just had to go with a backhand flip, and it was right on target. What a great play and a great bunt.
1-3 put out. Runner on second base now is Becker. And the lineup flips over. This is O'Rourke. Hit by a pitch and came around to score. And Bunnell will step off and reset. Hopkins heads out to the mound. They want to make sure they're on the same page with the signs. Now, if there's a runner on second, don't want any of the pitch signs being relayed into home to O'Rourke.
Nope.
More and more common in today's game of baseball. You're seeing it even with the pitch comm at the major league level. Guys able to read pitches just from looking into the pitcher's glove and see how he's gripping the baseball.
Yeah.
O'Rourke back up for the second time today here in the bottom of the second. Top of the second, rather. Pitch in there.
Well, hitters only say the pitchers have the advantage, so the hitters they figure they're due a break.
One from Bunnell. Fastball at the knees, 0-2.
I remember Richie Ashburn, the great Phillies announcer, saying one time he always hated pitchers. They were talking about trying to even things up, and Whitey said, I always thought if you really want to even things up, you'd make the pitcher stand in a 6-foot hole in the ground.
0-2 runs away.
I think they were talking about lowering the mound, and he was saying,
right.
Yeah, you want to lower it. Put him in a hole.
Oh, Whitey.
He was the best.
Can always hear the cigar being
Yep.
lit up into the microphone. A ball and 2 strikes. Becker on second base making some noise. Bunnell trying to keep him close to the best of his ability. And time called by O'Rourke this time around, and now Hopkins will head on out.
A couple times now he's gone out there. I don't know if they're getting confused on the signals or what's happening here.
The Italian People's Bakery proud to support today's game on WBCB. Visit them at the signature location, 63 Butler Street in Chambersburg, for the finest rolls, deli meats, and pastries. The Italian People's Bakery since 1936. And Bunnell steps off and resets again. Maybe just uncomfortable out there. 1-2. Cut on and missed. Fastball down and inside, blows it past O'Rourke for the final out. Bunnell strands a runner, keeps it at a tie game. We'll head to the bottom of the second. The Ravens bats get back to work.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology offers great cosmetic dermatology featuring the latest technology in cosmetics, including Morpheus 8 for skin tightening and scars, ultraviolet A and B light treatment for psoriasis, eczema, and itching. Kessel Dermatology now offers Genesis and XLV laser treatments for wrinkles, facial discoloration, scars, and hair removal. Kessel Dermatology provides Botox and fillers. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
Bob DeMeo Field in the illustrious Veterans Park, the host site for this one, the semifinals of the inaugural CVC Tournament. Allentown and Robbinsville, 2 rivals, familiar foes, dueling it out for a trip to Trenton Thunder Ballpark tomorrow night for the CVC Tournament Finals.
Illustrious Veteran Park. I worked here when I was in college for a summer job. I was park security.
Really?
Yeah, they were just building the park. I mean, it was a lot of it was just mud and bulldozers and stuff like that. But the tennis courts and all that were built, but they were expanding it to all this stuff back here. And I was summer help in the one of the full-time guys. We drove back here, and he got stuck in the mud. I had to push him out. My so-called uniform that they gave us got all mud all over it. That was quite a job.
Gavin Sullivan leading things off. He's quickly behind, no balls and 2 strikes against Chase Pullen.
Hamilton taxpayers will be happy to know that those positions were done away with after a while.
Pullen's 0-2 right down the chute, and a backwards K issued to Sullivan to begin the second.
Second straight backwards K.
And third punch out of the night already for Pullen. That'll bring up Eddie Keating. Keating rounding out the lineup, getting the start at second base. First pitch to him, swung on and lifted towards shallow center field. Now backpedaling a bit on it and making the catch is Brian Becker, 2 up and 2 down. Lineup flips over, here's Gavin Hopkins. Hopkins hit by a pitch, came around to score.
I got to tell you, I'm pretty impressed with the way Chase Pullen has come back from, what was looking like a disaster. 3 unearned runs coming across, and he came back and he got that strikeout to end the inning. And now he's got 2 quick outs here. That's a lot of savvy for a young guy.
Hopkins steps in with 2 down and nobody aboard. Pullen's first pitch. Catches the corner, 0-1. One thing you can say about Pullen, first pitch strikes haven't been hard to come by for him.
No, not at all.
0-1. 0-2 as he gets the outer black.
Hopkins didn't look happy with that one. He was joking with Jim Peterson a little bit ago. Now he's questioning him.
The 0-2 in the dirt gets away from Inzilla. Hey, Fish, you have that softball game on over there?
Yeah. It's only the bottom of the first. No score.
I thought I heard Andrew Meyer's voice coming through your
Yeah.
mic there.
And his father in the other room here.
A 1-2 taken down and inside, and the count evens at 2 apiece.
It's a Myers-like night.
2-2 the count. 2 down, nobody aboard. Pulling into his windup in the 2-2. Just misses outside.
Wow, 0-2 to 3-2. Good job by Hopkins, staying patient, not chasing.
Three balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Fastball on the outer black. 2 more Ks in the inning issued by Pullen as he puts a 0 up on the scoreboard to end the second inning. On to the third, tied at 3 apiece here in the CVC baseball semis.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology has a highly rated and award-winning dermatology team with over 130 years of collective clinical experience. They've been voted as the region's best dermatologist and doctor for 20 consecutive years. Over 1,500 5-star reviews from satisfied patients. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
Three to 3 the score as we head to the third inning. Allentown tied up with Robbinsville. And some more of that usual style of pitching that we're used to seeing from both of these arms displayed in their halves of inning number 2. Bennell comes out for his third inning of work, and he really had his off-speed working for him back in the second. See if he's able to dial that up again in this half of the inning.
Well, We'll see. I mean, he, like we said, he probably, maybe he got his bad inning out of the way, and now he's hopefully settling in.
So Max Kleins will lead things off, 2, 3, and 4 for Allentown. Kleins a single and a run scored on his line. The approach in that first inning from the Allentown bat, simply put, just ambushing the fastball from Bunnell. That's what Kleins did his first time up, patiently waiting, and the first pitch to him swung on and fouled away, 0-1.
Bunnell's smart enough to know, he figures things out.
You mentioned that exactly, doing that in the second inning, figuring out that relying on his off-speed a bit more to keep them off balance as he dials an off-speed pitch up there, and not sure where that one's missing. A ball and a strike. Bunnell wants that one on the back foot. 1-1 to Kleins. That curveball, it's really just in the strike zone. It's just not being called a strike.
I don't know if it's too low or I don't know.
Mike Kinsella takes a very long walk to the far side of the dugout in disbelief. 2-1, runs up and away. 3 balls, 1 strike the count.
No, that was a ball.
Correct. Good hitters count for Kleins. Might have bought himself another fastball. The pitch. A fastball right down the middle. That's called ball 4. Wow. I'm not sure if it's Bunnell's body language that's not getting him the call, but Kinsella's going to come on out to talk to him to try and calm him down. And he's got some words for Peterson as he heads out to the mound, and rightfully so. Those were right down the middle. And in a game that has this much magnitude, you really need those calls.
Yeah, I think this has less to do with talking to Bunnell than it does have to do with talking to the umpire and being able to say. I mean, that conversation lasted about 8 seconds. Let's see if he says anything on the way back. Yeah, there it is. There's a little more.
Yeah, it's an art, being able to tastefully voice your displeasure with an umpire without getting the heave and the hoe.
Well, I don't think Jim Peterson, he doesn't have a quick fuse. He'll listen to you.
He's been doing this for quite some time. Dominzilla comes to the plate, a runner on first and nobody out. Bunnell back to working from the stretch.
Now they're working. Peterson's working on catching equipment. Him and Hopkins have been having all kinds of little interludes today.
Bunnell gets his sign. Ready in the pitch. Left alone. Great pick by Hopkins.
Redbirds all up on the fence in that dugout.
Trying to muster across another run. Tied at 3 apiece. Top of the third. And Zilla ahead 1-0 in the pitch.
Ooh,
up
look out.
and inside. 2-0. Zilla single, a stolen base, and a run scored. A 2 RBI single for him. The pitch. Curve ball catches the corner. This time a called strike.
Not sure if we'll see Wiskowski run here. I knew he wasn't going to run on 2-0. Maybe if you get 2 strikes on him, he might take off. I don't know. They do like to run.
Swing and a foul in and out of the mid of Hopkins.
Or no, I'm thinking of Robbinsville. Never mind. I take that all back.
It's Kleins over there on first.
I get my birds confused.
You and me both. I said the Redbirds are on the board, but they already had 3 runs at that point. I meant to say the Ravens. Time called by Anzilla before Bunnell could come home.
Yeah, they kind of got the same color uniform. Well, obviously Allentown's in gray right now.
Yeah, but the school color is the same,
Color's
red and black.
the same, yeah.
They both have a bird as their mascot.
A bird that begins with an R.
Right. Redbird and Raven.
Yep. Although one is a town and the other is a ville.
There you go.
For whatever that's worth.
Bunnell's 2-2, runner in motion, curveball, cut on and fouled back and out of play. Kleins will head back to first and we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Not sure if that was a steal and he just swung to protect or if that was a hit and run.
Right.
I don't know if you put a hit and run on, though, with 2 strikes because if they throw it way out of the strike zone, you're going to strike out just trying to protect. He might have just been stealing and he was trying to protect anyway.
2-2. On the ground to short. Chance at 2. Flip to second base for 1. Throw to first. Sails. And there's going to be a call at second base on the slide. That double play is going to be turned because of the slide taking out the second baseman and Eddie Keating.
Wow.
So they're going to be 2 down with nobody on.
Dave Perry making the call. What did he say? Did he barrel into him or what? Took him out?
Yeah, he took out his legs and just didn't give him enough time to come through the bag, I guess. But
Brian Nice
he was in the base path for the slide. I guess he just maybe kicked his leg out or did something that was enough to make that call.
Well, whatever happened, Wiskowski was out either way, right? Why is he staying out there?
Well, Kleins was out at second base.
Oh, was Kleins running?
That was Anzilla running. He went to second. And now the umpires are all going to meet.
No wonder.
Because the throw sailed over the first baseman's head. So Anzilla went to go take second. Were you on the wrong side?
I was on the wrong side of the scorebook, yeah.
That sounds about right.
You've been there before.
Yeah.
All right, well, they're having a group discussion here, the umpires. But wasn't Kleins out either way? Like, why is Kleins staying out there?
Well, that's not Kleins.
That's not Kleins. That's Anzilla.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, so Anzilla took second because the throw went
over the head,
the head of Perusic.
All right.
And so when that happened, he just kept on running and took second base. But essentially what Brian Nice is saying, his argument is pretty much that, Kleins is going into that bag. He has to slide hard regardless. He didn't go wide of the bag in either direction.
Well, Dave Perry looks like he's explaining it. He's explaining it to all 3 of them, trying to explain what he saw. And they are all kind of. He's being very demonstrative.
Very rarely do you see a call get overturned that's made down on the field unless somebody else has that much of a better view, but it looks like this is going to stay as ruled on the field. Brian Nice is going to want an explanation. So just like that, there's 2 down and nobody on.
Yep. Anzilla's just
like Anzilla's staying there.
He's like, I'm not leaving. I don't care what you say.
And you see Brian Nice, he very adamant that he believes that Anzilla should still be on base and be on second base at that.
Well, both guys are starting to get a little more adamant in their.
You're seeing Nice now puts his helmet down on the field and kind of using it to show the base.
Yeah, it's just quite a show. And Bunnell, I don't blame him. He wants to throw some pitches and stay loose.
I'd be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
It's not getting any warmer here tonight, that's for sure.
Well, you got one coach not liking the balls and strikes that are being called. You got another coach not liking this play at second. This could get a little testy.
So runner's interference, the call for the double play. First pitch swinging off the foot. Well, if Baron Freud. No balls and a strike. Well, Bunnell, he'll take it any way he can get it.
Exactly. When it's all said and done, Bunnell's got nobody on and 2 outs now.
Gets to work from the windup again. Ahead 0-1 of Freud. And the pitch. A wicked curve, it just runs away. Dieter Von Harten in the on-deck circle. One. Back to the well with the curve. That one catches the corner. And the count moves to 1-2. 2 down. Top of inning number 3. Tied at 3 apiece. Has his sign in the 1-2 pitch. Runs well away and back to the backstop, 2-2.
Bunnell's pitch count up to 51.
They've done, both of these offenses have done a decent job working counts.
Yeah, they have, absolutely.
2-2. In and out of the glove of Hopkins, just ran off the outside part of the plate. It's one maybe if he's able to hold on to it and frame it a little bit, he might get that call. But nonetheless, it goes to 3-2. Bunnell's payoff pitch. Runs outside and taken by Freud for ball 4.
Well, looked like Bunnell was going to get off the hook with that double play.
Third walk issued by Bunnell in this one.
Yeah, he's having some location issues.
Dieter Von Harten comes to the plate. An RBI single on his line so far in this one. Freud gets his lead off of first. Perusic's playing the bag, and the first pitch curve stopped by Hopkins. The runner stays put over at first.
Yeah, Freud has yet to steal a base this season, so not sure how much of a threat he is.
1-0. High. Two balls and no strikes.
But Bunnell, he just gets in these little ruts in this game. It looks like he's got it figured out, and then
fastball fouled away. 2-1.
oh no. Not the tomahawk chop.
Curveball cut on and lifted. Right field. Boss makes the call and the catch, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, and a man left on base. 3s remain up on the scoreboard. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Robbinsville looking for a response offensively. Their bats head back to work.
Hi, I'm Errol Reese. Most people diagnosed with skin cancer are not even aware of their cancer. It's important to get a complete skin checkup. Kessel Dermatology offers a vast array of surgical procedures, including Mohs surgery, plus other non-surgical options. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
As the catcher. Yeah.
Back here at Bob DeMeo Field, Chase Pullen back out on the mound as he heads back out for his 3rd inning of work. On to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3s on the scoreboard, all knotted up. He's Rich Fisher. I'm Mike Warren. Great to be with you guys. The CVC Baseball Tournament semis here from Veterans Park in Hamilton Township. And a trip to Trenton Thunder Ballpark tomorrow night on the line. 2 familiar foes, crosstown rivals, squaring off here today. We've talked about it a little bit, Fish, but the liveliness coming out of the dugout just makes the atmosphere that much more interesting, that much more fun to be a part of, and tells you just how much it means to both of these ball clubs.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you know, state tournaments are big because they're state tournaments, and you know, you always want to win the state title. But these local tournaments, I mean, these are the guys, you're going against the guys you know, and you know, you want your backyard bragging rights, and these can be as intense as any state game.
The ball and no strikes to Wiskowski. Takes that one off the back foot, 2-0.
Yeah, like you're like playing Colts Neck or something. You don't know those guys from Colts Neck. But, you know, these guys you know. And that's obviously not to belittle the state title. That's the ultimate goal.
2-0 pulled, first base side. Pullen can't field cleanly. Wiskowski safe.
Yeah.
Was going to be a close play either way. How would you rule that one,
Yeah,
Fish?
that's a tough one. I think I'd rule a hit there.
Long story short, yes.
What would you do? What do you think?
So that'll bring up Johnny Fowler to the plate. Leadoff man aboard for Robbinsville.
They are. Yeah, they are. All
Hey, what would you guys give on that one?
all the games
I didn't even see it. Best is the speaker went out. A lot of technical difficulties up here.
I see that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a hit.
Move over to first to check on Wiskowski.
Home game, right? Because they're a 7 seed.
Swung on, pulled foul, third base side.
If they win, then we get another home game.
Kinsella thought it was good enough to be fair, but that one just foul.
Right? If right. So if you were the 7, right? So if you're the 7th seed, you win. You would get a home game in the PNFY. Yeah. Yes.
No balls and a strike to Fowler.
Yeah. So do that tomorrow.
And a move over to first. Wiskowski back in plenty of time.
I saw the score was 10-8. When's the last time we had a semifinal? Was it 10-8? Robbinsville and Notre Dame.
Pullen,
Yeah.
shaking off Inzilla a couple of times.
Tonight. It didn't want to go to softball.
0-1. A ball and a strike.
Yeah. All right. Yep.
Wiskowski
1-1.
swiped 10 bases. There he goes.
So, all right.
Hit and run was on, swinging a foul in and out of the glove of Inzilla and heading back to first, Wiskowski.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, double figures and steals, so not surprising to see him take off.
Okay.
1-2.
Okay. Okay.
Move over to first.
That's fine.
Pullen pretty preoccupied with the runner over at first.
Well, yeah, you got to control this running game of theirs, and that's what it does. It distracts you a little bit.
Snap throw to first.
You know, you're worried about Wiskowski over there, and you're worried about keeping these guys on first, and you know you might not have your total focus on Johnny Fowler right now.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Fowler. And the pitch, runner in motion, swing, and a ball lifted left side. Foul ground, long run, and that's a fair ball.
Wow.
That ball looked like it was heading for foul ground, and it found fair territory down the left field line.
Wow.
A seeing eye single off the bat of Johnny Fowler puts runners at first and second.
Whew. Chase Pullen didn't have bad luck. He'd have no luck at all. Holy cow.
First 2 aboard here for the Ravens. Noah Schwartz steps to the plate. He walked and came around to score.
Johnny Fowler, he's swiped 14 bases. I don't know if they'll try a double steal here, but you never know. You know, teams that run, they run.
Schwartz squares, pulls away, and takes down and outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Did you like that Yogi Berra comment I just gave? Teams that run, they run.
A fishism.
You know, guess we can call it that, since I'm not Yogi.
Checking on Wiskowski at second is Poland. And he's back. Schwartz, a more than capable bat at the dish with 2 aboard. 1-0 taken outside. Schwartz looking like he's trying to sacrifice himself to put 2 in scoring position.
Yeah, he looks that way. I don't know. I'm at 2-0 now. I don't know. Maybe they might just give him a straight take sign. See if he can work the count.
(2-0) to Schwartz and the pitch. Taken above the laces, 3 balls and no strikes.
And he showed no sign of bunting there.
Only base open is third. 3-0 the count.
So you send them down that? You just send them right to third and keep everybody where they're at?
And the 3-0 runs away, a 4-pitch walk to Schwartz. Bases loaded. Nobody out for Robbinsville. And that'll bring Matt Boss to the plate. We mentioned it earlier, Boss a home run in a 4 RBI game against Steinert in the quarterfinal victory. A chance to do some damage and give the Ravens their first lead of the night.
Oh, that's going to be it. And he's not happy, and he had an unfortunate night. That's the only way you can put it. He was victimized by a couple of errors that let 3 runs score in the first inning, and a pop up here that looked like it may or may not be a hit, and it just dropped in just inside the foul line, and nobody could get it. And I don't know if that was the straw that broke his back, but that was a 4-pitch walk right there, and maybe Brian Nice just figured, you know what, he might not have that mental capacity. I don't know for a fact. Never saw the guy pitch before. I don't know him, but if you're for a sophomore, that's tough to endure.
New arm into the game. It's the right-hander, John Ryle. We'll tell you all about him after a quick break. Pitching change on the mound. 3's on the scoreboard. Bases loaded. Nobody out for the Ravens when we return.
Hi, I'm Errol Reese. Most people diagnosed with skin cancer are not even aware of their cancer. It's important to get a complete skin checkup. Kessel Dermatology offers a vast array of surgical procedures, including Mohs surgery, plus other non-surgical options. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology. Hi, I'm Errol Reese. Kessel Dermatology offers top-of-the-line medical-grade skincare products manufactured in the USA. They're tested and developed by a team of board-certified dermatology experts, and they come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology. Hi, I'm Errol Reese. Kessel.
All right, we are back. John Ryle is now the new pitcher for Allentown. Ryle comes in with a 1.91 ERA. He's only thrown 3 2/3 innings. And during that time, he's given up 3 hits, a run, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. So Ryle is he's tasked with getting out of a bases loaded, nobody out situation, and gets the first pitch over to Matt Boss.
Boss comes in with a big chance here to do some damage. Ryle peaks at second. The 0-1. Quickly 0-2.
Well, can't ask for more than that. Your reliever coming in this situation and getting the first 2 pitches over. And Boss looking at them both. I mean, I guess they want to see if he can throw strikes before they start hacking. Now you got to protect if you're Boss.
The 0-2 from Ryle.
Oh,
Called strike 3 on the outside corner.
wow. That's quite an entrance.
A 3-pitch K to begin his evening.
3 pitches, and Boss never took the bat off his shoulder.
One away, bases still loaded. Here's Hayden Perusic. Ryle's first pitch just runs off the outside black. A ball and no strikes. A peek at second in the 1-0. Down and outside. Similar destination or location, rather, that pitch had. The one that was a called strike 3 to Boss, that one might have just been a little bit off the plate. The one prior. (2-0). Bunt. First base side,
foul.
but foul. As the squeeze was on, but unable to get it down was Perusic. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Bit of a surprising score in the CVCT softball semifinal. Hightstown with a 2-0 lead over top-seeded Steiner in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
That Hightstown team has really had quite the season.
Yeah, they sure have, both baseball and softball. Baseball, of course, having their CVC come to an end tonight, but Steiner just...
2-1, line towards the middle, through the diving gloves and into center field. 1 run comes across. It's enough to break the tie. Robbinsville has their first lead of the night. It's 4-3.
That's a big hit by Hayden Perusic after Matt Boss strikes out. You know, you still have a chance to get a run in with a runner on 3rd and 1 out, but, you know, you're thinking fly ball or something like that, but to get a base hit and keep the merry-go-round going, that's exactly what you want. Big hit by Hayden Perusic. He didn't do much. He just sort of reached out and got his bat on the ball, and it went up the middle. Line drive up the middle, big hit.
Kleins and Sweeney both converged on the baseball, and somehow it found some space between the two, and into center field it went. 4-3 Robbinsville. Bennell takes up and inside. A ball and no strikes as he's got a chance to help his own cause. He's 0 for 1, a backwards K issued by Pullen back in the 1st.
Nick Wiskowski with a couple of runs scored tonight.
Ryle will step off. An arm jogging down to get loose, it looks like, for Allentown. Jack Lachlan. (1-0) swung on, lifted, deep left field. Under it is Ducalo making the catch. Throw comes into 3rd. Schwartz into 3rd base.
Oh, they got
and
him
he
for
left
leaving
early from 2nd. The double play. It's going to stay at a 4-3 game. And Robbinsville gets a run in the inning, but an early tag from Schwartz at 2nd base allows the Redbirds to double off the Ravens.
Wait, are you sure that run doesn't count? It came in before the out call was made for leaving early.
I don't think that run can count. If you leave early from 2nd base, a similar situation happened earlier this year where that run can't really count because that runner at 2nd base trying to advance illegally, so to speak, before getting a clean tag away. So we'll see if that run stays up there. But earlier this season, a very similar situation happened, and we were covering the game on BCB. I forget exactly the two teams. I think it was at Steinert. And that run was taken off of the board. It stayed just a one-run game. And you see Brian Nice pointing to the scoreboard. He wants that run to come down as well. So 5-3 it says, but it'll be a 4-3 game when we return. And we'll head to the fourth inning. The Ravens out in front, but the Redbirds doubling off Robbinsville to end the inning, keeping it at a one-run game.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology is the place for all general dermatology needs. For acne, rosacea, eczema, psoriasis, hives, warts, and other growths. They have a friendly and courteous staff, and they can usually offer appointments within 24 hours for emergencies. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
Thanks.
Back at Bob DeMeo Field, a bit of controversy down on the field as they get the scoreboard ironed out. It's 4-3 the score as Robbinsville finds themselves in front.
Well, now, wait, the umpires are meeting.
They are going to meet before this inning can begin, but I think they
gotta figure out where the run.
Yeah, they've definitely got to figure out where this run is going, or if it's going to be removed. But you saw Brian Nice. We saw it at least from here in the booth. Brian Nice went up to Jim Peterson and kind of pointed back towards where the official scorer is seated in Kevin Myers, and the point was kind of as if like, hey, you're going to adjust that, right? Okay, cool. Kind of walked away. So now we're going to see as they walk over to Brian Nice to explain it to him. It seems like he's going to count this run. He just pointed down saying it's going to count.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know how can that count as a run though, because although one guy tags successfully, can the other guy?
Well, I mean, the guy that left early from second isn't technically out until they do the appeal and throw it to him. So you're doing the appeal after the run scores. So maybe they're saying that because the appeal was done after the run scored, that the run scored before the third out. You know, that's the only thing I can think of.
So they're going to say that the run is going to count.
I'm calling Greg Zach Jr. right now.
So it is a 5-3 game. I stand corrected. Not something you see every day.
No, not at all.
So two more runs did come across. It's a 5-3 Robbinsville lead. And the first pitch to DeCallo.
I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, you know? That's because even though he left early, he wasn't officially out until after the run came home. That's, you know, and I don't know if I'm right, but the umpires seem to be thinking that that's the case.
No balls and 2 strikes to DeCallo.
What a wacky game.
Bunnell's 0-2. Rolled over, right side of the diamond. Fielding cleanly is Keating, flipping over to Perusic, 1 up and 1 down. I mean, my memory is kind of coming back to me at Steinert. I guess they got that guy out at second before the run came across then, but it kind of seemed like it was a very similar situation to what we had here, and they took that run off the board. So,
well, like you said, Brian Nice thought that the run should have been gone too.
Right.
So but you know what? He didn't put up much of a fight. Like
no.
When they explained it to him, he listened calmly to the explanation. So, I mean, you know, I didn't see anybody pulling a rule book out of their back pocket or anything like that.
Yeah.
Which, you know, you could do. You don't see that anymore. That used to be.
Right. I mean, you do have, John Constantino, the director of the tournament, is here. He would be the guy to have that rule book on hand if you needed to kind of question a call or question a rule. They would turn to him in this instance. The 1-1 curveball rolled over left side, gloved it short by Fowler. Strong throw.
Oh.
The tag.
He dropped it.
And the ball comes out of his glove. Throw took Perusic down the line at first.
Greg Zach says that is the correct ruling because it's a timing play because the run scored before the appeal at second.
Yeah, okay.
It counts.
All right, so that is the reason. Greg Zach umpire said that is the right play, that because the run came home before the appeal out was done at second.
Right.
That the run counted.
Greg Zach, one of the official scorers for the Trenton Thunder, a local umpire in the area as well. Appreciate his insight. Kyle Franco making a call for us.
I'm giving Porras an infield single on that one. I don't. Do you think? What do you think?
I thought that was an error. Kind of throw. A good throw would have gotten him, I think.
Yeah, it was tough. I'll give him there.
No balls and a strike to Becker. Fastball cut on and missed, in and out of the glove of Hopkins. He quickly tracks it down, and it's 0-2. Becker walked, but was stranded on base back in the second. We've seen a little bit of everything in this game here this afternoon, this evening rather. No balls and 2 strikes. Bunnell, a deep breath on the mound. He's set at the belt, taking his time. Now comes home. Fastball right down the middle, and it's a ball.
I'll tell you one thing, Bunnell, he gave that ball a ride too for that sacrifice fly. He helped himself out there.
Yeah,
that was deep.
Count is now 1-2. The pitch, curve, skips away from Hopkins. Throw on the run. Picked out at second base by Keating.
It would have been a heck of a play.
Yeah, it would.
He was kind of bending over and everything else. And like you said, he's a left-hander, so he was going in the direction of the throw.
Yeah. It's not a throw a catcher practices on the reg, but
no.
A left-hander who used to play infield like Hopkins, something that he's familiar doing. Runner on second in Porras. He took the bag on the wild pitch. 2-2. Called strike 3. Fastball on the outer third. In there for a called strike, and the backwards K issued by Bunnell. There's 2 away.
Shortstop number 5, Brandon Sweeney.
Just the second punch out of the night issued by Bunnell. Brandon Sweeney comes to the plate 0 for 1, grounded out back to Bunnell his first time up, and wasn't exactly back to him. It was a bunt on the right side of the diamond that Bunnell tracked down and flipped backhandedly with the bare hand. Courtesy runner coming on, Jackson Valentine. Takes over on the base paths for Damian Porras, the third baseman.
Was that 17? Jackson Valentine?
That is. So Valentine on second, taking over for Porras. Sweeney at the dish with 2 down. Tying run at the plate. And a runner in scoring position for Allentown. The pitch. Fastball taken downstairs, 1-0. Ball and no strikes to Sweeney. The pitch. In there. Curveball buckled him at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. One. Swing. Looped. Foul right side. Perusic Couldn't get to it, didn't hang up in enough time for him. But the count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down, a man on second base. Bunnell will retow the rubber. Go through the signs with Hopkins.
Sweeney's got a heck of a hold if he can pull the ball.
1-2. Gets away from Hopkins. And taking third base is Valentine. That pass ball evens the count at 2-2.
These are little things that, they can cost you in games like
Right.
this.
Absolutely.
A wild pitch, a pass ball. I mean, now all of a sudden.
Fastball got him on the outside corner.
Never mind.
Back-to-back Ks issued by Bunnell. He's got 3 on the night as he strands a runner 90 feet away. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Robbinsville leading this one 5-3.
Hi, I'm Sean Spiller, President of the New Jersey Education Association. On behalf of the 200,000 educators in all of our public schools, we wish all of our student athletes the very best luck in today's competition. We would also like to recognize the students in our public schools who participate in extracurricular activities, like the school play, robotics class, or the marching band. New Jersey schools are #1 in the nation. When parents, schools, and educators work together, our students are the winners. New Jersey Education Association supports our great public schools.
Back here at Bob DeMeo Field. It's been a good one so far. If you're just joining us, Mike Warren alongside Rich Fisher. 5-3 the score. Robbinsville in front of Allentown. And the pitching matchup, it's been up and down in this one, but Tyler Bunnell being able to execute in that last half inning might just be all the momentum Robbinsville needs, getting the bats back to work quickly after a shutdown inning.
Yeah, I mean, it got a little hairy there when the runner got to third, but Bunnell didn't flinch. Came in and got that called strike. It's really been an interesting game so far. I see some crazy things.
A little bit of everything in store in this one. Gavin Sullivan will lead things off for Robbinsville.
You're right. Sometimes something like that, they got the 2 runs in the last inning, and who knows what could have happened if he didn't leave early and he got the third. Now you're talking second and third. You got 2 more runners in scoring position.
John Ryle remains in the game out of the pen, his second inning of relief work. Works ahead here against Sullivan, no balls and a strike. A great turnout on hand for this contest, a trip to the CVC Tournament Finals. Tomorrow night at Trenton Thunder Ballpark, first pitch slated for 7 o'clock with the Trentonian pregame show beginning right around 6:45. A nasty fastball that's in there for a called strike 2.
There was a lot of talk and everything, and when you reduce it from the Mercer County tournament to the CVC tournament, and what's that going to do? And and there are pros and cons to it, but you know what? Once the games start being played, and that's all forgotten. People come out here and they're into it. They want to see their team win, and they're not thinking about, I wish Hun was here, or
Sure, it's a great point.
It's
a great point, and
it's the game itself, and that's why that's why sports survive so many shots in the foot when they shoot itself in the foot and leagues and everything, because when it comes down to the actual games, it's still a great thing.
It truly is the first year of the CVC tournament. Both baseball and softball, the CVC tournament across all sports this year is living up to the hype.
Yeah.
Still 0-2 against Sullivan. Ryle ready at the belt, the 0-2. Fouled back off the hands again. The battle continues between these two, Sullivan in an 0-2 hole, and these last couple of pitches doing a good job timing things up just to get a piece. Keeping the at-bat alive. Ryle from the belt, the 0-2 again. That off speed just runs a bit low. One-two shot towards the middle. Over it's short. It's Sweeney across the diamond in time to Von Harton. And there's one away.
He had the gun, that one.
Smooth play over there at shortstop from Sweeney and a good stretch from Von Harton. Eddie Keating comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. Flew out to center field. That was back in inning number 2. Keating in the 9 spot, top of the order, waiting behind him in Gavin Hopkins. First pitch, bunt attempt, third base side, but well foul.
I'll tell you what, it's a good thing we have 4 umps in this game, not just because it makes it a better umpired game, but they've had a few things they've had to talk about, and it's always better to get, a few more people involved in that conversation.
Off speed, that one catches the upper right quadrant. And it's 0-2. Infield back, outfield straight up. One down, nobody aboard, the 0-2. Off the hands, left side of the mound, tough play. Ryle slides, throws, and that one gets away. Heading for second base, that's Keating. The throw, not in time and offline.
That was a tough play that Ryle was going to have to make. I mean, he might have had a better shot at just letting it go and let Porns get it. He was trying. His back was to the play. He had to turn and throw, and obviously bad throw. And now guy on second.
It'll be a base hit and E1 on the throw from Ryle, allowing him to take second base. Lineup flips over here for Robbinsville with one down. Hopkins digs in for the third time today, hit by a pitch and struck out looking back in the second.
The third error of the game on Allentown.
Almost a fourth error there on the throw into center field. Leaping was Sweeney to keep that one in the infield.
That was kind of a majestic leap.
It was. Pitch. Swinging a ball lifted, left field, but foul. No balls and a strike to Hopkins. Great speed at the plate. One down, a man on third. Not that I'd be shocked to see him square and bunt because he was just swinging on the first pitch, but definitely not out of the cards.
No.
Infield playing back.
I mean, with his speed.
The 0-1 sails well up and away, a ball and a strike.
A speedy catcher. Gotta love it.
Great athlete.
Yeah, for sure.
Ryle steps off. Throw to second base. Keeping an eye on Keating.
Yep.
One. Laid off by Hopkins. Robbinsville leading 5-3. 2 runs put up in their last half inning. looking for some more here in the bottom of the fourth. 2 balls and a strike to Hopkins. The pitch taken above the hands.
You know, Ryle is paying a lot of attention to Keating. I don't know if that's messing up his focus on the plate right now or what.
3-1, well outside for ball 4. Puts runners at first and second, just 1 down.
Yeah, he was pretty wide with some of those pitches too.
Nick Wiskowski set to come to the plate. He's 1 for 1 with a run scored. 2 runs scored, actually. He walked and scored a run his first time up, singled and scored back in the third.
Oh, Keating's got a few stolen bases, 6. I don't know if they try a double steal here or not. I'd probably not. Hopkins, I mean, he's got 24, so.
Ryle throws to second, not in time. Noodle moved to second base to check on Keating. He just got back.
You know what you could do here? You could fake a bunt, cause the, make the third baseman come in.
Put the double steal on?
Yeah, have nobody covering third, and you like your chances with Hopkins getting down to second.
Taken down in the dirt. A ball and no strikes to Wiskowski. We mentioned loosening up earlier in the pen was Damian Porras. Looks like he's back down there loosening up again. 1-0. Swing and a foul. That one got a piece of somebody back behind home. Count moves to 1 apiece.
Wiskowski's been on twice so far. He'd love to get on again.
One. Well outside. 2 balls and a strike now. Johnny Fowler in the on-deck circle. 2 balls and 1 strike to Wiskowski. Runners lead off first and second. Ryle will have to wait as time is called and granted for Wiskowski. Hopkins on first, Keating on second. 2-1. Big swing comes up empty.
Yeah, he was looking to put a charge in one there.
2-2 the count.
You got to stay calm in these situations. I mean, just a hit can bring a run in.
Ryle ready, and he'll throw over to first. Ryle at the belt. 2-2 on the way. Taken above the shoelaces.
What do you think? You send him? 1 out, 3-2?
I think so.
I would.
Knowing how aggressive the Ravens like to be on the base paths. Great speed on first and second, and both Hopkins at first and Keating on second. The count full to Wiskowski. The payoff pitch.
They stay.
Cut on and missed. Off speed, got him to expand the zone. Down and away. 2 down here for Allentown.
Maybe a good thing they didn't go.
That'll bring up Johnny Fowler to the plate. Fowler.
Go ahead.
Singleton scored a run his last time up, but flew out to center back in the first. You got it now, Fish. And time called. Both of these pitchers, both Ryle and Bunnell, really taking their time out there on the mound as this game's unfolded, as we creep closer to these later innings. Had no problem stepping off and resetting. Pitch taken, runner on the way to third. The throw offline, in and out of the glove over at third base.
How did Hopkins not go?
Yeah, Hopkins stayed put. Maybe they want to set something up here with runners at first and third.
Hopkins is the big base stealer. Maybe he wasn't aware. Maybe I don't know. I mean, it was all set up for him to go. They threw to third.
A ball and no strikes to Fowler. Hopkins on first. Won't be surprised to see him in motion maybe in the next couple pitches.
Yeah, maybe he goes now. Maybe that's it. Yeah, maybe you know what? Maybe they're trying to figure that.
And there goes Hopkins on a delayed steal. He'll take
yeah,
second.
they might have been trying to draw the throw to get him coming home from third. That might have been the,
Robbinsville trying to add on a couple more runs. 2 down here in their half of the fifth. Fourth, rather.
Fowler can really come up big here for Robbinsville.
That off speed just missing down and away. Ryle really wants it, but he's not getting it. And it's 3-0. First base is open. And Noah Schwartz is in the on-deck circle. The 3-0 pitch. Downstairs for ball 4. And the bases will now be loaded for Schwartz. Keating on third, Hopkins on second. And now over at first is Johnny Fowler. 2 down for Noah Schwartz.
Well, Schwartz would love to keep doing what he's been doing tonight. He's got 2 walks. Get another one and you got an RBI.
A run scored tonight for Schwartz. The pitch. Cut on and missed.
He's got no intentions of walking.
It's a great fastball with some late tail.
Yeah.
From Ryle, as that one just simply ran off the barrel. Ryle's 0-1. Downstairs. A ball and a strike. The lefty bat and Schwartz at the plate. And a big alleyway in right center field.
Yep.
O'Rourke playing pretty close to the line over in right field. Swung on, laced towards the gap in left center. It'll split the gap and get down. 2 runs have scored. Being away from first and coming home. The 3rd run, that's Noah Schwartz.
Well, you talked about the big gap in right center. And Schwartz said, no thanks, I'll try left center.
Schwartz brings home 3. O'Rourke scores the 3rd run. 7-3. Robbinsville jumping out in front.
That's a massive hit right there. I was just going to say, this is a really key batter in this game. If he can get him and keep it to 2, that'll give Allentown some momentum. If he gets a couple runs in and he gets all but himself in, 3-run double, that's a massive hit there for Noah Schwartz.
Correction, 8-3 the score. The 3-run double makes this an 8-run game, an outburst from Robbinsville, as they've put up 8 here tonight and looking for more. 2 down in the inning, a pitching change out on the mound as the new arm, Jack Lachlan, comes into the game looking to take over on the mound. We'll take a quick timeout. 2 down. 3 have come across in the inning. Robbinsville leading this one 8-3.
There really is nothing like a home team advantage. That's why Team Toyota makes a great choice for your next vehicle purchase or service. With our MVP pricing guarantee, teammate rewards program, and streamlined customer experience, our award-winning operation ensures that you can trust our process. A home team advantage is nothing without the community. Our employees are part of our family, part of your town, and we're all part of the team. we're always here for you at one of our 3 locations in Princeton, Langhorne, and Glen Mills.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township.
Jack Lachlan into the game out of the pen. He'll face Matt Boss. The first pitch cut on and missed. No balls and a strike. 8-3, Robbinsville in front. The bases clearing double off the left-handed bat of Noah Schwartz. Breaks this one open just a bit for the Ravens.
Jack Lachlan, 15 2/3 innings, 2.23 ERA, 15 strikeouts, 9 walks. Not sure what his record is. He's a sophomore. I got a lot of young pitchers on this Allentown staff.
Count moves to a ball and a strike to Matt Boss. The top-seeded Ravens in the inaugural CVC Tournament.
Yeah, Matt Boss wants to get in on the fun. He had a big game in the quarterfinal.
Swings and pops this one up. Foul ground, right side. Making the call and the catch in foul ground is Dieter Von Harten. Big out number 3, but the damage done in the inning. 3 more come across on one swing. Noah Schwartz plates 3 and makes this a 5-run advantage in favor of Robbinsville. 8-3 the score. Will head to the 5th here at Bob DeMeo Field.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township.
On to the 5th inning. Tyler Bunnell remains in the game for Robbinsville. And a bit more run support for him out there on the bump. 8-3 the score, a 5-run cushion. And the ace for the Ravens.
Yeah, he's at 73 pitches, so not too bad. He was at 51 there early in the 3rd inning. Or the 2nd inning, I forget when it was, midway through the 3rd.
The area's fastest growing auto dealership, 1655 North Olden Avenue. It's Hyundai of Trenton in Ewing Township. Hyundai of Trenton proud to sponsor tonight's game on WBCB, as well as Jammer Doors and Windows, located in Bucks County and in Lawrenceville. Tapper back towards the mound. O'Rourke to Bunnell, and Bunnell flips over to Perusic. 1 down.
And in the softball semifinal, the 2nd semifinal of the night, Hightstown clinging to a 2-1 lead in the top of the sixth. Rams batting in the top of the sixth, trying to unseat a top 5 team in the state. And Steiner just has trouble in those county tournaments and now the CVC tournament. I mean, they haven't lost yet, but you know they can win the state, but they can't win the county. It's because it's a good county.
A ball and no strikes here to Max Kleins. 1 down, nobody aboard.
Notre Dame won the first game there, and that softball, and Lawrence won the first game here. They're waiting for this to end. See who they'll be playing in Thunder Park tomorrow night. Thunder Park or Stadium? What?
Trenton Thunder Ballpark.
Trenton Thunder Ballpark. That's a lot more to say. If I say Thunder Park, people know what I'm talking about.
1-2. Down in the dirt. Should be a fun night tomorrow night at the ballpark.
Yeah,
great
it usually
experience
is.
getting to see these high school kids play on a great field and a great venue. Brings a lot of people in the area together for one night. Count goes to 3-2 here to Kleins.
Yeah,
1 for 1, a single and a run scored, walked back in inning number 3. 3-2. Curve ball upstairs for ball 4. 1 out walk issued here to Allentown. Puts Kleins on first with good speed. Here's Dominzilla.
Nothing's coming easy for Bunnell tonight. He got hit hard in the first inning. Gave up a walk in the second. Gave up a walk, 2 walks in the third. Was victimized by an error in the fourth, and now he gives up another walk here. He has yet to have a 1-2-3 clean inning.
Zilla swings and comes up empty at the first pitch he sees. 0-1. 1 for 2 night for Anzilla. Single stolen base and a run scored. And time called. Seen that a number of times tonight where just a long look in from Bunnell on the mound and almost like he's not even looking for a sign, just waiting for someone to call time. That one gets away, and taking second base is Kleins with ease.
Another runner in scoring position now. Allentown's got to capitalize on these. They left a runner on second in the second, left a runner on third last inning. Now they have a runner on second again. I mean, you know, you can only get so many chances against this guy, and you got to make them count.
1-1, swung on, fouled away. It's 1-2. Nearing 2 hours of gameplay here tonight. First pitch fired in at 6:59. Count at 1-2 to Anzilla. And the pitch in the dirt.
Seems that these second games of these CVC, these county or CVC doubleheaders are always the longer one. First game gets over, nice quick time, gives them time to clean the field, get everybody ready. And then this second game always seems to go long.
Two. Cut on and missed. Fastball ramped up and in. Too much to handle for Anzilla. The 4th punch out of the night for Bunnell.
Yeah, Bunnell just went right at him there. He said, all right. Enough of this.
Correction, that's the 5th punch out of the night for Bunnell.
Yes, you are correct.
Aaron Freud comes to the plate with 2 down and a man in scoring position. And a balk is called against Tyler Bunnell on the first pitch.
Oh, I haven't seen balk yet. We might as well see that too. Seen everything else.
Yep. So no pitch. The result, Freud will get a chance to see another first pitch of this at-bat. Here it comes. Fastball down below the knees, 1-0. Klein's on third after the balk. Freud looking to bring him home with 2 down, the 2-0, or the 1-0 rather.
Drop that in.
In there, 1-1. Two-1 from Bunnell. Curveball high above the hands. Excuse me, that was the 1-1. Now it's 2-1. Fouled back behind home. 2 balls and 2 strikes, now the count.
But there have really been some battles tonight, haven't there? Pitcher-catcher or pitcher-hitter battles.
Spoiling pitches with 2 strikes.
Yeah, I mean, it's been nothing's been easy for the pitchers.
Bunnell's 2-2.
Ooh, look out.
Almost caught him up and inside. Appeal down to third base. And I don't know if they got one or not.
Not sure.
The Robbinsville bench wanted an appeal, but I don't think they were granted one.
Wouldn't that appeal go down to first base? Well,
And that one taken for ball 4.
Well, Allentown's being a nuisance, that's for sure.
Dieter Von Harten comes to the plate with 2 down and 2 aboard now. Runners at the corners.
Harten's got a hit. RBI single.
Flew out to right his last time up in the 3rd. First pitch.
What?
Hits off the knob of his bat. They're going to call a foul ball all of a sudden out of nowhere. First base umpire calls it foul. It's either a hit by pitch or it's a base hit, folks, because he hit it into fair ground, and it hit off of either his body or the knob of the bat. It is not a foul ball. That is not the call. You cannot call that a foul ball. Unless he hit that off of his foot after hitting it off the knob of the bat.
Hard to say. Brian Nice is having another conversation. Now he's talking to Guy Agron. And it does not look like Brian Nice is happy.
Nor is he being nice about it, and rightfully so. I just don't see how you can make that call at first base. I really don't. You don't have an angle to see if it hits off someone's foot. Brian Nice letting him have it. That is awful. That is downright awful.
And he's not going anywhere.
And if I'm Brian Nice, he's probably going to get tossed, because this is just that is so bad in a conference tournament semifinal game to make a call like that so definitively when you have 3 other umpires to help you, and you've discussed earlier in this game with said umpires calls that were debatable, to not discuss it here at this juncture is very weird.
I'm not understanding why they're not, discussing it.
I just don't. I don't understand.
We said earlier, you have 4 umps, you get better input with all 4 guys out there.
That is crazy.
Unless, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Maybe he saw it from there, hit the knob, and bounced down on the plate. I don't know. Hard to see. That's where we need those instant we got, tell Redner to get this instant replay video camera in here.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian Nice is not having a good night with the men in blue.
I think you could say the men in blue aren't having a good night. That pitch misses upstairs, 1-2. Down in the dirt. And a good block by Hopkins. Runners stay put at first and third. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Von Harton.
Another battle. Benell kicking the dirt around out there on the mound. I don't know if he's trying to get comfortable. This is what you call a grind.
And a 2-2 called strike 3 on the outside corner. Fastball freezes him away for the final out. Benell works out of a jam. 8-3 the score remains. We're on to the 5th.
Let's see what Brian Nice is doing. He's kind of walking across the field. He's not heading for the dugout,
no,
folks.
He's definitely got some words for our first base umpire here tonight. He's going to take that slow stroll back to the dugout and get his 2 cents worth as well. We'll head actually to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Bob DeMeo Field in an 8-3 ball game.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology offers great cosmetic dermatology featuring the latest technology in cosmetics, including Morpheus 8 for skin tightening and scars, ultraviolet A and B light treatment for psoriasis, eczema, and itching. Kessel Dermatology now offers Genesis and XLV laser treatments for wrinkles, facial discoloration, scars, and hair removal. Kessel Dermatology provides Botox and fillers. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
Six, 7, and 8 due up the next time for Allentown. 6, 7, and 8 due up this time around for Robbinsville. Hayden Perusic will lead things off. It looks like Lachlan stays in the game here for Allentown in the late innings. Perusic 1 for 2, an RBI single his last time up. Takes that one that catches the inside black 0-1. Perusic, Benell, and Sullivan. The 3 due up for Robbinsville. A 5-run cushion for them still. Big swing, it down in the dirt, and it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to Perusic. Lachlan kicks and deals. Hit him.
Oh. Boy, 0-2 and you hit him. That's a nightmare.
So that'll bring Tyler Benell to the plate. Benell, he does have an RBI on his line tonight, despite hitting into a 7-5-4 double play his last time up. Benell 0 for 2.
Yeah, sacrifice fly, 7-5-4 double play. That's
Or 0 for 1, I guess.
You're not going to see that scoring. Yeah, but does he get an at bat for that though? I mean, it was a double play, but he got the sacrifice fly.
Right.
I don't think that's an at bat.
Right.
I think it's just a sac fly. Oh
A
boy.
fastball runs in.
Yeah.
Benell gets away, and that one gets away from the catcher as well. And Inzilla on to second is Perusic. So another runner in scoring position for Robbinsville and nobody out.
Yeah, Robbinsville. I mean, Allentown cannot afford to allow any more runs here. Eight to 3. I mean, they're down to 6 outs left.
Benell ahead, 2 balls and no strikes.
We don't know. We have no idea. It hit the knob of the bat.
2-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball ran inside.
We don't know if it
2-1.
bounced off the plate. We don't know.
Benell on that sac fly, he did drop to a knee on the swing and still gave it a great ride out towards left field.
Gather and talk
Just
about
under it a bit.
Yeah.
Lachlan a peek at second, the 2-1.
Yeah.
While upstairs. 3 balls and 1 strike.
I know.
Good hitters count for Benell at 3-1. Pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner. Benell was ready to head on down to first. And he'll head back. It's 3-2.
As a pitcher, I don't think Benell wants to show up and umpire while he's batting.
The 3-2. Outside, ball 4. First and second, nobody out. Here's Gavin Sullivan.
Boy, what a pressure cooker at the softball game. Bottom of the 6th, 2 outs. Steiner has the bases loaded, down 2-1. And as all that's happening,
Courtesy runner coming
Maddox
into the game.
No, that's Allentown.
Tyler Solove comes in.
Yes, Tyler Solome comes in the courtesy run.
Bunt and foul. Solove heads back to first and reestablishes his lead. Perusic off of second. No balls, 1 strike to Gavin Sullivan. 0 for 2 on the day. Shows bunt and takes. That one misses up. Bottom of inning number 5, runners at first and second. Nobody out.
Robbinsville's been doing a pretty good job of getting these runs in. They've only left 3 guys on base so far.
Bunt, right side, and that'll tail foul. Count moves to 1-2 to Sullivan.
Thinking we're looking at 3 hours tonight, Mike. These second games, man.
Yeah, the baseball gods blessed us with a quick one in game number 1. A rapid pace. A sub 2-hour finish.
Yeah, well, the old law of averages.
That's right. Lachlan's 1-2. And a called third strike on a high curveball. There's one down. Second backwards K on the line for Sullivan tonight. I'll bring up Eddie Keating. Singled and advanced to second. Back in the fourth. Came around to score. Takes a fastball on the outside, third 0-1. Force at any base for Allentown. Middle infield, shaded up the middle. At double play depth. Corners close to the lines. And time called by Keating.
Well, and Hightstown survived that bases loaded jam.
Wow.
2-1 in the top of the seventh.
Wow.
My goodness.
Remarkable stuff from the Lady Rams.
Yeah, for sure.
0-1, shot towards the mound. Throw to second base. Picked in time. Making the play was Sweeney on the stretch. One away, runners at the corners.
Yeah, good. I mean, good recovery too by Lachlan. I mean, he came back, kind of stunned him for a second. He gathered himself, made the throw. And you're right, Sweeney had to do a good job of stretching for it, but
Gavin Hopkins comes to the plate. 2 away now in the inning.
well, and again, I mean, you know, he's could not let this run get across. You're looking at a 5-run deficit right now.
Hopkins takes one on the inner third, a called strike.
There've been a lot of base runners tonight, haven't there?
We've seen our fair share.
Indeed we have.
0-1 to Hopkins. Swing and a miss. Lachlan 1 pitch away from working out of a jam and keeping it at a 5-run game. Ahead 0-2 on Hopkins. Peers into Inzilla, he's got his sign. 0-2 spoiled by Hopkins. We'll do it again. Keating on first, Perusic on third. The Ravens leading by 5, 8-3. They've put up runs in consecutive innings. The 0-2. Hit towards right field on a line. That'll drop for a base hit. An RBI single on the way to third. Keating, the throw. Not in time. Hopkins on second.
That's just some great hitting by Hopkins. Down 0-2 on the count, and he put a that was a little too fat for an 0-2 pitch, and I'm sure Hopkins loved seeing it, and he just roped that into right field and got the other runner over to third. Eddie Keating over to third.
Perusic comes across to score, makes this a 9-3 game. And runs have now come across in 3 consecutive innings for the Ravens as their bats have come alive here in the late haul.
Yeah, Hopkins was hitless. Well, he only had 1 official at bat. Came in batting .392. Now that's going to go up.
So Keating over at third now.
I'm with you. That ain't happening.
Skowski at the plate, and the first pitch taken 1-0. The lefty Wiskowski taking his time, waiting at the dish. The pitch to him. Downstairs. 2-0.
Hit here would really break it open.
And time called at home. Bottom fifth. The pitch. Sliced well, foul.
It's between innings. That's just the screen. They're going to top of the second. That's top of the seventh. It is? Takes down one?
Middle seventh.
Middle seventh, yeah.
Two, 1. 3 balls and 1 strike. First base open for the Ravens. 2 in scoring position for Wiskowski. Swung on and fouled back.
Robbinsville's got 9 runs. They've only got 6 hits.
3-2 off the hands. Third base side there to make the catch, and near foul ground is Porras. And he'll haul it in for the final out. A run does come across for Robbinsville. They extend their lead to 6. 9-3 the score. We'll head to the 6th inning. The Ravens in front by 6.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology has a highly rated and award-winning dermatology team with over 130 years of collective clinical experience. They've been voted as the region's best dermatologist and doctor for 20 consecutive years. Over 1,500 five-star reviews from satisfied patients. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
Always working on a wrap.
We can hear that. You can hear that on the mic, yeah.
We're back here at Bob DeMeo Field. Bunnell remains in the game for Robbinsville. On to the 6th inning now, and a 6-run cushion for the Ravens.
You talk about a grind of a game. I mean, Bunnell is just, he's worked.
He's had to battle in this one. Met with adversity right out of the gate. A 3-spot put up by Allentown as they just simply were fastball hunting and did not miss in that first inning. Number of base hits resulting in 3 runs across. But then Robbinsville responding with an obscure way to get 3 across in their own right in the bottom half of that first inning. And from that point on, the Ravens able to piece some consecutive scoring innings together. 3 straight innings. The 3rd, 4th, and 5th, they've all brought home a run, at least 1 run. 2 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, and 1 more in the bottom of the 5th.
Bunnell is stranded 5 runners in the last 4 innings, and 3 of them in scoring position, 2 on 3rd and 1 on 2nd. So, I mean, Allentown's been a couple of hits away from, you know, having this somewhat reasonable if they wanted to make a comeback.
The 0-1 chopped foul, third base side.
It's not to
Quickly,
say
no balls and 2 strikes.
Not to say they can't make a comeback, but 9-5 or 9-6 is a little easier to do than 9-3.
The 0-2 upstairs and off the plate.
Is that 82 pitches? No, 102 pitches that he's got? Does that say 0-2 out there?
Yep.
Okay.
1-2. Wraps this one foul. Got him out in front of the breaking ball. Notice every once in a while, Bunnell will kind of take a couple extra taps in his windup, trying to throw off the timing of the batters. Did so on that last offering on the breaking ball. Just sort of taps that plant foot. One-two. Fastball spoiled. Great at bat by Ducalo.
Pittsburgh Pirates had a guy like that, Steve Blass, back in the 70s. It was a World Series hero for him in 71. He would tap it a couple times and then throw.
Bunnell's 1-2 again. Fouled again.
I'm telling you, nothing comes easy, man. A lot of foul balls. They just, you got to give Allentown credit. Even though they're not getting the runs, they're making this guy work.
1-2 up and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Count at 2-2. Here it comes. Called strike 3. Curveball freezes him. Seven Ks for Bunnell. Damian Porras comes to the plate.
Final score, Hightstown with the huge upset in the CVC softball semifinals, a 2-1 win over Steiner. Wow, the Rams.
Well, it's a rough night for our first base umpire. They just tried to appeal to him twice, and he didn't see it. So,
See.
Tough night for him indeed. Jim Peterson pointed once, held it there, and then elongated the point a second time and stretched it out even further, and he just squatted on down and said, nope, I'm good.
So, it'll be a Notre Dame Hightstown championship game in softball tomorrow, and a Lawrence, probably Robbinsville, barring a big comeback here in baseball.
Back-to-back punch-outs from Bunnell as he quick pitches Porras with a heater up and in. 2 up, 2 down. Here's Brian Becker. I want to give a shout-out to my good friend Mike McQuarrie, his first season at Notre Dame, running the show for the softball program now at Notre Dame High School, and making a trip to the first annual CVC Tournament Finals in your first season. That's got to be a good feeling, but I'm sure if you talk to Michael, you ask him, he'll say job's not finished.
Yep.
So a pinch hitter coming on here for Porras is Jordan Ray. Comes in to pinch hit. The first pitch strike fired in by Bunnell. 0-1 runs away, a ball and a strike. And that one missing.
Eight strikeouts for Bunnell, is that what you have?
Yes.
Eight strikeouts, but 5 walks and a hit batter. Hasn't given up a hit since the first inning when he gave up 3. The location has not really been consistent.
Bouncer to short. Gloved by Fowler. Throw, the stretch. Perusic holds the bag. In a bit of pain as he comes up. but somehow, some way, held one spike on the bag, and Brian Nice gonna want some help from Jim Peterson on that one.
Yep.
And now we're gonna have, I think, a meeting. I'm not sure, but the Ravens have come off the field. Allentown defensively is getting ready to take the field. But that Redbirds dugout just not happy, and
Nope.
rightfully so. They've been on the wrong side of a couple of botched calls tonight, and this one looks like another. Let's hope they can get it right, but rarely, if ever, do you see these things overturned.
Could you tell if he foot came off the bag or not? I couldn't tell from here.
Seemed like based on where Perusic was and how his right foot moved to kind of regain the bag, that it did come off. Now, whether it was off the bag while the runner crossed said bag is tough to tell.
Yeah.
But based off of the first base coach's body language, I mean, he smiled right away and almost knew that his foot was not on the bag. Either way, Allentown comes back out onto the field defensively. The inning is over, as we will now head to the bottom of inning number 6 in a 9-3 ball game.
Hi, I'm Errol Reese. Most people diagnosed with skin cancer are not even aware of their cancer. It's important to get a complete skin checkup. Kessel Dermatology offers a vast array of surgical procedures, including Mohs surgery, plus other non-surgical options. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
R.J. Davis, the left-hander, comes in for Allentown, in a 9-3 ball game. Bottom of inning number 6 here at Bob DeMeo Field in Veterans Park. The Lawrence Cards awaiting for who they will match up against tomorrow night, 7 o'clock at Trenton Thunder Ballpark for the first CVC Tournament Finals. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 due up for Robbinsville here in the bottom of the 6th. Their last crack at it for all intents and purposes before heading out for the top of the 7th. And you saw Tyler Bennell, 113 pitches he is now at, according to the scoreboard out there. And you'll be real interested to see if he comes out for the last 3 outs.
Yeah, I don't know.
First pitch strike in there from Davis. 0-1 now to Fowler. Swing and a foul, 0-2. Fowler tonight, he's 1 for 2. Single and a run scored. Walked in the 4th.
That, by the way, that last inning was the first clean inning that Tyler Bennell had all game.
Wow. Swung on, lined well, foul. Still no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 popped up, back and out of play. Off the hands, but foul.
Well, Jim Mayer has sent me his stats, so you want me to send these over to you, pal?
That'd be great.
You'll be ready for tomorrow night?
Yep. At this rate, I'll be pulling an all-nighter, preparing for tomorrow's game.
Yeah. Too bad the game's not here. You could just sleep in the press box.
Yeah, that's right. We got a heater.
Yeah.
Get that good little space heater here. Oh, 2 down in the dirt and blocked.
Gotta like Jim Mayer going home after his first game and feverishly working on these stats to get them done. The now famous handwritten stats that everybody knows about.
1-2, cut on and missed. That'll bring up Noah Schwartz. He came through big his last time up. He's 1 for 1, a 3 RBI double, a couple of walks, and a run scored.
Yeah, right now Noah Schwartz has the hit of the game.
He put his fingerprints all over this one with his bases clearing double that split the left center field alleyway.
Yep, it was only 5-3 then, and there were 2 outs, so, you know, 1 out away from keeping it a 2-run game, and Schwartz just kind of busted open.
Yeah, 1. Runs away, a ball and a strike.
Out to have the quick game.
Yeah.
I got to sit here all night. Meanwhile, Ava Fife has had to sit here like us through the whole thing, and Ava doesn't even get to talk to anybody. She's just got to stand out there and be the camera person. Poor Ava.
The whole crew here this evening. 2-2 to Schwartz. 3-2 now.
Schwartz has had a perfect night. 2 walks, double, 3 RBIs, and a run scored.
3-2 on the way. Bouncing ball to short. Charging Sweeney, gloves, and fires across the diamond. Not in time. Schwartz beats it out.
Still perfect.
Infield single. Bang, bang play at first. It was close, but somehow Noah Schwartz beats it out. That'll bring up Matt Boss. 1 down and 1 aboard. Balls, 1 strike here to Matt Boss. Gonna move over to first. Davis checking on Schwartz. Just showed how well he can run.
Okay, pal, you should have the pitching and the hitting stats.
Thank you, my friend.
For Lawrence.
Boss swings and fouls that one away. Nobody getting loose for Robbinsville, Fish.
No, well, okay.
Yeah. That's pretty much the approach. Well, okay. I guess he's just going to we'll send him back out.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. He's found his groove out there in these late innings. And Bunnell, you can make the case he's one of those pitchers that just gets stronger as the game goes on, and he's done that here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, 113 pitches. And again, you know, Kevin was telling us he's having trouble with the scoreboard tonight, so we're not sure maybe if that's accurate. 113 pitches, it might be less than that. Hard to say.
Yeah.
It's just been a real carnival here.
That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, doo-doo-doo-doo. That was carnival music.
1-2. Called strike 3. Second punch out issued by Davis, both of them coming in this inning. 2 down, 1 aboard. Here's Hayden Perusic. In the bottom of the 6th. If you're Mike Kinsella, you probably know too that there's no chance for First pitch swinging, fouling back is Perusic, but there's no chance, obviously, using Bunnell once you breach that 85-pitch threshold. Needs a couple of days to recoup, but there's no saying Bunnell won't be in the batting lineup tomorrow. The DH potentially, or maybe playing over at first somewhere for the Ravens. Still a valuable bat for them on the year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Breaking ball, fouled off the hands, and heading back to first base will be Noah Schwartz.
Yeah, it was going to be either Schwartz or Bunnell tonight, so I got to guess that Schwartz will get the ball tomorrow against, I don't know, one of the Crowleys, I guess.
No balls, 2 strikes to Perusic. The pitch from Davis, taken outside.
Somebody wants to come in.
Did anybody turn in a key, like a car key?
Swing and a base hit down the right field line. Or is it? And just now, all of a sudden, they decide it's foul. So Schwartz will have to head back to first. And we'll do it again, and a ball and 2 strikes.
Kind of a bummer. We just had a Lawrence player come in here wanting to know if somebody turned in a car key.
That was Josh Vikrosky that came in. Unfortunately, we do not know where his car key is.
I thought Vikrosky's 19. That was number 20.
Was that number 20? I thought that was number 19.
Was it? What? Could my eyes be that bad?
Maybe I was wrong. Looked like 19. Throw down to first. Well, number 20 is Jim Mayer.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Forgot about that.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Perusic. Davis fires and spoiling that one. Perusic down the right field line and foul ground.
Well, we know Jim Mayer didn't lose his car keys because he's home doing his stats.
That's right. If he's home listening to this game, he knows that one of his players lost their car key.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy, you might be without a player tomorrow night. He can't get to the game.
I take a team bus. Come on now. Yeah, tomorrow night will be a fun one. 7 o'clock, we'll get on the air around 6:45 for the Trentonian pregame show.
I will be at softball.
That should be a great matchup as well. Heightstown and Notre Dame, the Irish, going for their 3rd straight championship and their first CVC Tournament championship. And Perusic swings, and that
like
one
Jim
fouls
Peterson
and gets a
got.
piece of Jim Peterson.
Well, the excitement at the softball games was a lot more than, in that first game you had Robbinsville with a big-time comeback before losing 10-8, and that other game was 2-1. It was close all the way through. We've had a couple of sort of lopsided, both 6-run affairs so far to this point.
Count at 2-2 with 2 down and 2 aboard. Excuse me, just 1 aboard. Pitch swung on and fouled. Two. Skips, and that one actually gets a piece of Perusic on the foot. So first and second with 2 down. And that'll bring up Tyler Bennell. First pitch catches the corner, 0-1 to Bennell. Tyler on the night, a sac fly. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Walked his last time up. 0-1, runners go. Throw goes to second base. In time to get Perusic. Great throw down to second base from Dom Anzillo, right on the money to get the stealing Perusic. We're on to the top of the 7th inning. 9-3 the score. The Robbinsville Ravens 3 outs away from punching their ticket to the CVC Tournament Finals tomorrow night at Trenton Thunder Ballpark.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology offers top-of-the-line medical-grade skincare products manufactured in the USA. They're tested and developed by a team of board-certified dermatology experts, and they come with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology. Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology is the place for all general dermatology needs for acne, rosacea, eczema, psoriasis, hives, warts, and other growths. They have a friendly and courteous staff, and they can usually offer appointments within 24 hours for emergencies. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
We head to the top of inning number 7. 3 outs away for the Ravens of Robbinsville. As I almost called them the Redbirds again, this battle of the birds, the Allentown Redbirds and the Robbinsville Ravens, a 9-3 advantage. And Tyler Bennell, the pitcher, in line for the victory, coming in to take over for him on the bump is number 6, the right-hander, Sean Heisler. Heisler, the senior infielder and right-handed pitcher. A couple of varsity letters under his belt. And he comes in here looking to get the final 3 outs after 6 innings of 3-run baseball and 8 Ks issued by Bennell. After a rocky start in the first, zeros put up the rest of the way. And Bennell, similar to Aiden Poot in Game 1 for Lawrence, after a shaky first inning, dialed it in and kept a bunch of zeros on the scoreboard and kept the Ravens out in front. It'll be 9-1-2 here for Allentown, their last 3 outs.
Well, Mike, I think I am going to start heading down toward the field because I want to grab somebody before they go out to the outfield and huddle up.
It's a good call.
Wait, I've been here long enough.
Sweeney takes down and outside, a ball and no strikes. Brandon Sweeney 0 for 2 tonight. He grounded out back to the pitcher his first time up and struck out looking. Fastball right down the middle, 1-1. For Robbinsville, they've won the last 2 meetings against Allentown. A 7-2 win earlier this year on the 17th of April.
And they beat Lawrence 1-0, but Bennell pitched that game.
Yep.
And was outstanding in that game. So I'm wondering if that had anything to do with their thinking, like, all right, they already saw Bennell once. Let's show them Noah Schwartz. Well, yeah, I guess you really can't think ahead. You don't even know you didn't know if Lawrence was going to win that game or not. So,
right.
I don't know.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Heisler's pitch. Swing and a miss.
All right, Mike, I'm going to head down. You enjoy tomorrow night.
Thank you, sir.
And
Appreciate it.
Enjoy my night over at Armstrong Field.
Yes, you
It'll be
will.
A fine time had by all.
A great matchup indeed awaits. Thank you, Rich Fisher. Appreciate your work as always. The Mercer County and Steinert Hall of Famer, our broadcast partner here tonight. Rich Fisher doing a great job as always. He'll be on the softball call tomorrow night. Breaking ball downstairs and a bit away. A ball and no strikes. Downstairs. Three balls and no strikes. The count now to Anthony O'Rourke. He's 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch and came around to score in the first. .3-0 on the way. Upstairs, almost hit him in the head. Max Kleins comes to the plate, a couple of walks, his last two times up. Singled and scored a run back in the first. Outside that first inning, though, no hits for Allentown. Since then, they've gotten some guys on via the free pass, but nobody able to reach base on another base hit. An error guy was on, and that's pretty much it tonight. Bunnell did a good job limiting the base hits, just allowed a couple of free passes. 0-1 runs away, evens the count at 1. Downstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 down. Heisler working from the stretch with the runner on base. And a 3-1 count now as that fastball runs up and all the way outside. Strike called. 3-1 as Kleins got ready to throw the bat and head to first. We'll need that bat back for at least another pitch. 3-2. Payoff pitch. Shot towards the middle, could be 2. Step on the bag for 1. Throw to first in time. 6-3 double play. Johnny Fowler ends the game, and the Robbinsville Ravens will advance to the CVC Tournament Finals tomorrow night at Trenton Thunder Ballpark. 9-3 the final. Tyler Bunnell takes home the victory, as do the Ravens in 9-3 fashion. And they will advance to the CVC Tournament Finals to take on the Lawrence Cardinals. It's 1 versus 2 in the finals. Tomorrow night at 7 o'clock with the Trentonian pregame show beginning at 6:45. Want to thank all of our sponsors who made today's broadcast possible. Kessel Dermatology, the Capital Health System, Revere Restaurant, Team Toyota, NJEA, the Mercer County Republicans, Trenton Thunder, Hyundai of Trenton, the Italian People's Bakery, the Trentonian, Haldeman Ford, Mako of Ewing, all proud to bring you today's coverage on WBCB. Makai Gundy produced today's stream. Ava Fife did our camera work. For the Mercer County Hall of Famer Rich Fisher, my name is Mike Warren. One final time here from Bob DeMeo Field. The Robbinsville Ravens victorious and advance to the first annual CVC Tournament Finals tomorrow night at Trenton Thunder Ballpark. Until we talk to you again tomorrow evening at 6:45 for the CVC Finals, we thank you so much for tuning in. You've been watching high school baseball on WBCB. Have a great night, everybody.